Every once in a while I come across an up-and-coming Pokemon related channel that, on the surface, makes some pretty impressive sounding music. Then you come across another, and another, and another. And then you start to think, man, YouTube really doesn't give attention to super talented people. Alright, so let's see who this underrated gem is. Transforms the themes you grew up with into powerful new experiences. Each track begins with the recognizable DNA of the original and expands into something bigger, bolder, and more cinematic. From legendary battles to quiet routes, gym themes to emotional town melodies, every piece is carefully crafted to feel like the next evolution of the music that shaped your... I don't really feel any personality behind this bio. It doesn't even sound like a person wrote it. Maybe one of their video descriptions will give me a better idea of who they are? This evolved instrumental reimagines the vibrant Paldea Gym Challenge with expanded orchestration, driving percussion, and cinematic intensity, while preserving the energetic rhythms and lively atmosphere of the original Pokemon battle... Okay. This also just sounds like it was written by a freshman majoring in marketing. And then you scroll down even further and see this. So yeah, it was made by AI. In fact, everything was made by AI, from the art to the music and even the descriptions. There are a lot of channels like this, but I need to make this clear. I'm not here to start witch hunts or take responsibility for people who are trigger happy with accusations. There are already far too many artists who get wrongly accused. It used to be pretty easy to tell when music was generated by AI. Here's a stream clip where I played AI music from a website showcasing the technology. And now this is the wake up part. Unfortunately, this clip is from 2023, and AI has gotten a lot better. So we'll have to be a bit more careful with what we call AI. It's important that what you suspect as possibly AI has more than just one quality that tells you it's AI. And even then, it's not 100% concrete proof. So let's start with the more obvious ones. Typically, what connects an artist to their fans is the human aspect of it. You read this person's posts, descriptions, and hear their voice sometimes, and you can get a slight grasp of who they are as a person. There's personalities in everyone's mannerisms, even through text. But when you read the descriptions of AI-generated content, it's just soulless, like someone's trying to sell me something. Dive into the emotional depths of Heartache, the latest soulful release from... This track captures the quiet storm of a lingering pain after love fades, wrapped in haunting vocals and moody atmospheric production. A song for anyone who's felt the weight of loss and the echo of what used to be. The description starts off okay, albeit a bit generic, but then it just devolves into what I'd like to call description slop. Wrapped in haunting vocals and moody atmospheric production. Does any musician actually describe their work like this? Expanded orchestration, driving percussion, and cinematic intensity while preserving the energetic rhythms and lively atmosphere of the original Pokemon battle music. This evolved instrumental reimagines the overwhelming power of Zygarde's complete form with expanded orchestration, driving percussion, and cinematic... Okay. This evolved instrumental reimagines the intense rogue mega evolution with expanded orchestration, driving percussion. Cynthia expanded okay. Yeah, we get the point. While hold on. While preserving the powerful piano motifs and relentless tension of the original Pokemon battle music. Where's the piano? The only piano is in her introduction song. Unless you want to count that one part that plays in your left ear at the end of the song. I'd hardly call that a motif. Preserving the chaotic energy and explosive power of the original Pokemon battle music, while preserving the epic scale and relentless force of the original Pokemon battle music. So yeah, you get what I'm saying. And of course, not to mention the dreaded M dash. Unfortunately for people who regularly use them, it's become a hallmark of text written by AI, but I need to make this clear, it's not the end-all be-all. Some people do use the M dash. It's not fair to randomly accuse people of using AI just because they use this one punctuation mark. Anyway, back to the topic. So like, do they have any social media presence? Any other accounts? Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, Tumblr even? I ask this because a lot of creators don't want to be seen as just content creation machines, and they actually want to show their humanity. And typically that's just by other platforms where you can just kind of be yourself. But I will say that that's not really the case for everybody. There really are some people out there that just want to keep a low profile, but it's pretty rare. Most of the time you don't really see anything else about these AI channels other than the fact that they have a YouTube channel, a Spotify, and iTunes. And that's basically it. Now that distribution services are so accessible, people like me can actually upload songs to online music stores and streaming services. And for the last few years, we've been having to worry about people uploading AI to these platforms. There are even videos teaching people how to just generate money using AI and uploading it to Spotify. It's genuinely just flooding these platforms. Speaking of flooding, another thing that stands out to me about these channels is that when you listen to the perceived quality of the output and then compare it to how often they upload, things look a little bit off. Obviously, there are people out there who are very skilled and they put out really good stuff very quickly, but the fact that a lot of these people who use AI to generate music don't really have a good grasp on how long an actual piece takes, so they kind of just guess and upload stuff in rapid succession, it kind of already exposes them a little bit if they're trying to hide the fact that they're using AI. I mean, think about the process of making a remix, for example. You either have to transcribe the entire song, or even if you use a MIDI file, you still have to figure out the instrumentation. If you're being more transformative with your remix, you'll have to figure out some kind of structure and listen to it many times to make sure it flows well and the transitions aren't just jarring. And then you gotta mix everything together to make sure all the instruments have their own respective place in the stereo field as well as the frequency spectrum. And then you gotta master it all together to make sure the dynamic range of the entire song is how you like it, and also the stereo separation isn't just too narrow or maybe so wide that it just sounds weird. And if you want to be extra anal, you'll have to compare it to the standards of loudness for every platform, so YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, etc., to make sure that you don't get the dreaded loudness penalty. I don't mean to go all nerd emoji on you about this whole thing, but I really want to stress the process of making a song from start to finish. I do also want to make it abundantly clear that this is not everyone's process, but it's some variation of this. The point is, when you take the output, because I'm gonna be honest with you, the AI music sounds pretty legit, and then compare it to how often they upload, again, it just doesn't make any sense. One could also argue that maybe a person just stockpiled a bunch of songs and decided to release a lot of them at a time, which is a possibility, I don't know. There's also some red flags in the actual audio itself, but I'm gonna run through them pretty quickly because I really don't want people to put too much stock in them, but it's a pattern I've noticed. Okay, so unfortunate news. Because I took so long making this video, the following segment is pretty outdated. Recently, I've seen hour-plus long videos of entire OST remakes that don't actually have any of the red flags I mentioned. But it can still be sort of useful to detect people who are using low-quality AI models. And some of these people are even transparent about their usage in the descriptions, which is why I keep saying, read the descriptions so you can actually choose what you want to support. Lead instruments and vocals in AI-generated music tend to have reverb that sounds at a lower quality than the rest.
Been beat down.
This could happen legitimately if people use noise reduction algorithms or software like that, because it can leave behind very similar artifacting. I've also noticed some lead instruments and vocals almost sound like they're comb filtering. Comb filtering is when two of the exact same audio overlaps, but they're offset very slightly, and so the frequencies are in complete opposite phases to each other at certain points, and the exact same phase at other points. And then they cancel out or combine in the spectrum, making the whole thing sound very hollow. AI tends to have a lot of problems replicating the small intricacies of the human voice, so the vocals really are the dead giveaway. In this song in particular, there's like this weird breathy sound that the vocal makes.
But never alone.
Now obviously in Pokemon remixes, there are not going to be many vocals, but let's take a listen to a Paldea Gym Leader remix where the crowd actually sings the melody. First of all, either the entire stadium is filled with alto singers, or AI just did not get that note right. I should also mention that a lot of very convincing sounding music that might be generated from AI just straight up doesn't exist before 2024, so check the date. If it's from 2023 and before that, then chances are it's not AI. Intent is one of the hardest things to actually gauge, so that's why I keep saying that you should use this evidence in tandem with the evidence before this segment. Read their descriptions, see if they're on any other websites, pay attention to how fast they upload compared to the quality that they put out. The point is, there are plenty of artists out there that are deserving of your time and your support. Watching AI generated content, even hate watching and dunking a quote retweet, will do nothing but promote slop to even more people. People who use AI just don't care at the end of the day. Engagement is engagement, and they have zero attachment to the product anyway, so they're kind of immune to harsh criticism. It's also important to uplift your favorite artists and support their work in any which way you can. Commenting, liking, subscribing, following are all very helpful ways to show these algorithms that the person you enjoy is actually worth showing to more people. Give your favorite creators some love. I'm sure it will motivate them to keep going, especially through this grim time period of the internet. And I want to make this very clear. I don't want this video to be used against someone who is suspected of using AI. If I'm gonna be realistic about it, I don't believe that it's possible to eradicate the technology altogether, so all we can really do is choose to support art that is fully made by humans, at least until the ethics of this technology is actually addressed. Meaning until it doesn't push people out of their homes, it doesn't use up resources that people need to survive, it doesn't take jobs away from creatives who spent years of their lives studying the material, and it doesn't drive up the prices of components in our devices that we use every day, such as RAM and storage. And most importantly, even though it's kind of a pipe dream, it's not created off the backs of artists, musicians, writers, and researchers without their consent. What I want to do is take attention away from AI users and give it to those who deserve it. Also, I encourage you to recommend VGM artists who deserve more attention in the comment section. We really need to put each other on some good music. Here's a bunch that I think you should check out if you haven't already. There are definitely a lot more people with entire discographies that you can binge right now, but if I listed all of them, we'll be here forever. If anything, that kinda just proves that you really don't need AI generated music. There's so much talent out there. So go out there and discover your new favorite artist. Yes, right now. Do it. That's your homework.